Roman Empire. And so, little by little, ancient Rome was beginning to be abandoned.
For the past 3 centuries, Rome has been defending her borders against the nomadic European tribes from the north. They call themselves Goths, Alans, Vandals, Sueves, and Franks. The Romans simply called them barbarians. Rome has wealth, civilization, and vast resources. The northern tribes want what Rome has. As the legions of the empire move east, Rome sees the barbarians moving closer. In the year 410, a tribe of Visigoths breaches the gates of Rome. The city is sacked, the citizens butchered. The disaster shocks the entire world.
Remember, the Roman Empire is viewed as the manifestation of God's kingdom on earth. Therefore, if that empire falls, it's sort of inconceivable. It wrecks your whole view of Christianity.
Again and again, Germanic invaders attack the gates of Rome. The Visigoths, the Ostrogoths, the Vandals. Again and again, the gates fall before them. Who will stand up to the barbarians? Unlikely as it seems, the job will fall to the Bishop of Rome. In the year 440 A.D., Rome elects a new bishop. His name is Leo, son of Quintianus, and his brilliant career as a diplomat for both church and empire has prepared him well for his new holy office. Leo I will step into the power vacuum created by the migration to the Eastern Empire. When Leo assumes the papal throne, a century after the founding of Constantinople, the Roman Empire has once again essentially become 2 separate nations, East and West, split along the lines created by Diocletian 150 years earlier. One important difference is language. The eastern half of the empire speaks Greek. The western half speaks Latin.
Later there is going to be an exaggeration of these cultural differences, and then there are going to be theological differences as well. The Patriarch of Constantinople felt that he was right on a par with the Bishop of Rome, but the Bishop of Rome didn't agree to that. And so there are going to be these tensions developing also in terms of personality factors.
The word pope, in Latin, papa, literally means father. The term originally does not refer to the head of the church, but is applied by early Christians in North Africa to describe their local bishop. But in 440 A.D., Leo I insists that one bishop has authority over all others. The leader of Christianity should be the man who holds the office once given to St. Peter by Jesus when he said, "Upon this rock I will build my church." This doctrine does not sit well with the bishop in Constantinople, who has the ear of the emperor.
What the Patriarch in Constantinople is saying is, I am the most important of all the Christian bishops, because I am here at the center of the Roman Empire, and I have the authority of the emperor with me. What the Pope in Rome, for the first time, is now saying fairly clearly is, wait a minute, I am the successor of St. Peter, and it's Rome, where Peter was first bishop, that has the primacy of the church over the Patriarch.
Leo's aim in asserting the primacy of Rome is to reinforce church unity. Ironically, he begins a process that will eventually tear the one holy universal church in two. But Leo is facing a more pressing problem. It is the year 452, and all of Rome shudders in anticipation of an attack by the most fearsome barbarian in history, Attila the Hun. Attila is called the Scourge of God. He and his army have laid waste to Eastern Europe, from Macedonia to Greece to northern Italy. Attila's army makes camp a few miles outside Rome, preparing for the final assault. At nightfall, the barbarian sentries notice a lone figure approaching the camp from the besieged city. It is Leo, the Pope of Rome, who has come alone to stop the Scourge of God. A medieval chronicler writes,
"And lo, suddenly there were seen the apostles Peter and Paul, clad like bishops, standing by Leo. They held swords outstretched, and they threatened Attila with death if he did not obey the Pope's command."
Whether or not this vision actually occurred, the fact remains that after encountering the remarkable Leo I, Attila immediately renounces his plans to sack Rome and withdraws his barbarian army from Italy. Leo again negotiates peace with barbarians 3 years later, when Rome is looted for 14 days by the tribe of Vandals. Leo manages to extract a guarantee that the lives of the Roman people will be spared. The Roman legions can no longer protect the city, but Leo can. By the time of Leo's death in 461 AD, there is little left for the Western Roman Empire or its armies, but in its place stands a newly developing power structure, the papacy. Shortly thereafter, the last Roman emperor is removed from the throne to be replaced by the king of the Goths.
Finally, it was only a matter of the final decision by a Roman general named Odovacar, who finally said, "Why do we keep this charade going called the Roman Empire?" And he deposed the last Roman emperor, who was a kid named Romulus Augustulus, of all things, in the year 476 AD, and so he took over. And that is the famous sacred date for the fall of the Roman Empire.
In the 5 centuries since the death of Jesus, Christianity has conquered an empire. Now, that empire has fallen. Will Christianity fall with the empire? How will the faith of Jesus survive the period men have come to call the Dark Ages? The year is 410 AD. The Roman Empire covers most of the known world. Only 4 centuries ago, a preacher from Galilee was crucified for his beliefs by a Roman governor. Now the religion that bears his name is the official faith of the empire. From slaves to senators, all of Roman society is Christian.
The history of this movement is utterly astonishing. We know so little of Jesus of Nazareth, and what we know is very poignant and very powerful, and often rather conflicting. And yet, within 300 years, this becomes the religion of the empire. This story is enormously unlikely.
From Africa to Britain, the apostles spread their faith traveling the straight and steady roads that hold the massive empire together.